that has come to you. You can take this opportunity to discover who you can be, and every morning be a joyous soul, for you are sacred, loved, and whole, and it never ends. You gotta keep it showing, keep it showing, keep it flowing, keep it flowing, keep it growing, keep it growing. After we say the last amen, you gotta go out, you gotta reach out, you got to shout out, what goes forth comes back again. You got to go out, you gotta reach out, you gotta shout out, because what goes forth comes back again. What goes forth comes back again. I tell you, what goes forth comes back again.
Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Unity of Charlottesville. Unity of Charlottesville welcomes people of all faiths, all religions, all cultures, all sexual orientation, all gender identity, all hair color, all toothpaste color. Everybody is welcome here. And we come from the New Thought tradition that was developed in 1889 by Charles and Myrtle Fillmore. That basically says that each one of us has the divinity within us. Each one of us is a child of, or a son or a daughter of God, however you label God. Many names for God, as we know. I want to welcome a special welcome this morning to our folks, our friends from the Unitarian Church here this morning to just go and visit other churches. I really applaud you. It's a fantastic idea to go around and see what other folks are doing. So thank you for coming. We're welcome. It's our tradition here to begin with prayer, so let's just take a moment and close our eyes. And our hearts and prayers go out this morning for Pope Francis. We just see him healing and healed and strong. Our prayers go out to Israel and Gaza, that there be a peaceful, permanent peace solution there. And for the people of Ukraine and Russia, that there be peaceful resolution in that part of the world as well. And we say every Sunday here that peace begins with me, peace now. So if there's some trouble in your life right now, some challenge that you're facing, in community, we come together to support one another in love. To know that we have all of the wisdom, all of the guidance, all of the courage, all of the faith within us to do what is ours to do. And with that clarity and purpose, we show up, we reach out, we go out, we shine our light. We say, thank you, God. Amen.
And may we close this time of prayer together by affirming our statement of faith. There is only one presence and one power
in the universe and in my life. God the good, omnipotent.
And now it's one of our favorite songs when we get to greet one another with a handshake or a hug. So stand up and spread your love.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
So we have some opportunities for transformation, and Maria's first.
And before Maria starts, if we have any young folks today, Robin is at the back of the sanctuary. You can join her for Kids Church today.
Good morning. I am here to talk to you about Don's celestial journey, where no man has gone before, party. So I have a lot of information to share, so just keep breathing and let it wash over you. I will be here today and every Sunday to answer questions. I will have written instructions for you in the narthex, and all this information will also be in Unity's email bulletin, including my contact information. So starting today, we got 3 things going on. The first one is RSVPs for Don's party on March 23rd. We are going to have lunch, and we will have vegetarian and vegan and gluten-free and dairy-free options. But I just need you to sign up and let me know what you want to eat. The second thing is love notes. So this is an opportunity to write a message to Don. And we have a variety of note cards out in the narthex. And you can take one home and bring it back anytime before March 23rd. I recommend bringing it back sooner rather than losing it in your car. And then the third thing is videos. We also invite you to make a brief 1-minute video for Don. And just to let you know, you can say a lot in 1 minute because I've been talking for 1 minute. And I know that because I made notes and timed it. You can do the same. So you can make your own video, or we can help. There's actually sign up in the narthex if you want some help making that video. The video deadline is March 9th, and I will have information on where to send the videos, certainly by next week. If you are doing a love note or making a video, please see me in the narthex after the service. There are important instructions for both the notes and the videos. And if you are out there in TV land, all these instructions will be in the email bulletin. And if you all want to do a love note, you can either send in your own card ahead of time and maybe address it to me, Maria, or you can email your message to me directly, and I'll make sure it gets into a card. Whew, take a breath.
Thanks, Maria.
Thank you, Maria.
And we've just had our first small group gathering. It was really quite lovely. So, if these are just opportunities for us to share and reminisce and say goodbye and have closure and all of that. So there's a number of dates that are still available, and the sign-up sheets are in the lobby. We hope you will sign up for that. And also, next Saturday night, March 1st, which is also, by the way, daylight savings time, I think, is starting then. So be aware of that. But Pat Wichter and Scuffletown, this is part of our partnership with Focus Music and Songmakers series. They're fabulous. They're a local group. And I want to show you 1 minute of Pat singing so you know what you're up to. What's up here?
So this next one, I could certainly use everybody's help with it. It's my spiritual journey in 3 verses. Apparently it's a short one. I can't hear the beating of the angels' wings. I don't hear no chorus of the angels sing. Got a head full of worries in this city full of sounds. Heaven is so high and I'm so far down. Heaven is so high high and I'm so far down? Will the arms of heaven reach all the way to the ground? Heaven is so high and I'm so far down. That's going to come around again if you feel the urge to sing it. Just belt it right out.
So Pat will be here. It's 7 o'clock next Saturday night. It's $20 in advance, $25 at the door. And Pat will also be with us next Sunday morning as well. So hope you'll come and see that. And Reverend Marge Brown, you know, I have arranged for guest speakers all the way through the end of August. All ministers Unity ministers that you know that have been here before, Reverend Marge Brown, Reverend Catherine Klein. Reverend Klein will be with us for Easter and for Palm Sunday. And a whole bunch of other Unity ministers from around Virginia. I have one that's coming as far as Rhode Island as well. She was the president of the Unity Eastern Region Board. But when Reverend Marge comes on March 30th, she'll also be doing a workshop on springing into a light and healthier you, and it'll be from 1 to 2:30.
And we have the ongoing Wednesday evening healing half hour from 6:30 to 7 on Zoom. The link is on our website. We invite you to join us. And now may we affirm our mission statement together, please. Unity of Charlottesville empowers everyone to express their unique divinity, making a positive difference in the world.
One little boy in Africa, he put a face on AIDS, told his story to the world till he died, and these are the words he said. He said, do all you can with what you have, in the time you have, in the place you are, do all you can. Do all you can with what you have, in the time you have, in the place you are, do all you can. Do all you can. Uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. Sing along with us. Uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. Holy Mother from India, helping the sick and the poor. Somebody asked, why do you do these things? She said, this is what I came here for. She said, do all you can with what you have, in the time you have, in the place you are, do all you can. Do all you can with what you have, in the time you have, in the place you are, do all you can. Do all you can. Sing that with us too. This is the gift they gave to us to share wherever we go. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Now I understand what they wanted us to know. They said, do all you can with what you have, in the time you have, in the place you are. Do all you can. Acapella. Do all you can with what you have, in the time you have, in the place you are. Do all you can. Do all you can. Uh-huh. 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 One little boy in Africa, do all you can. Holy Mother from India, do all you can. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Do all you can. Do all you can. Do all you can. Uh-huh. 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 Do all you can. Do all you can. Do all you can. Do it. See everybody.
How many of you grew up with the Twilight Zone, watched the Twilight Zone on TV? How many of you feel like you're in the Twilight Zone? One of my favorite episodes was when an alien race, the Canamets, made first contact with Earth. You remember that? The alien representative walks into the United Nations and says they're friendly and they want to help. And of course, everybody is skeptical and they're full of fear. Are these, who are these people and all that stuff? They left a book which nobody could decipher. And the hero of this story was a scientist and a decoder, and he was able to decode the title of the book. It said, "To Serve Man." But they couldn't figure out what the rest of the book was saying. These Canamets went on to use their advanced technology, and they were helping billions of people around the planet. And so based on that, the Earth decided to do a cultural exchange, and they decided to take a group of Earthlings and board the spaceship and go to Canamet. And just as our hero is about to board the spaceship to go to Canamet, one of his assistants comes running out, and he says, "Don't get on the ship, don't get on the ship. To serve man, it's a cookbook." I love that. So the good news here at Unity is that when we talk about serving our community and serving each other, we're not talking about cannibalism. I just want to be very clear about this. And every week we say in our mission statement that the Unity of Charlottesville empowers everyone to express the unique divinity, making a positive difference in the world. That was not always our mission statement. Over time, we've had these congregational meetings, and at these congregational meetings, the mission and the vision changes. The core values pretty much stay the same, but the mission changes. So some years ago, we had a slightly different version of the mission. It was to be a thriving and supportive community that inspires loving service. So spiritual community is not something that is static. It is an organic, dynamic, living, breathing. It's always constantly changing and constantly evolving. And in this next chapter of our church, with the new transitional minister and then the senior minister, I'm sure that you will have the opportunity once again to look at and examine who have we come here to be? Who are we? Where are we going? What do we want? What do we want to co-create? And most certainly, whatever you choose, I'm sure will have to do with loving, selfless service. Because that is the very heart and soul of spiritual community. It's the heart and soul of all spiritual traditions, really. And it's demonstrated by the leaders and the founders of all these different religions and spiritual paths to alleviate, at least those that intend to alleviate suffering or end suffering, or to show a clear path to liberation and higher consciousness. And in our tradition, this is beautifully demonstrated by Jesus at the Last Supper when he washes his disciples' feet. And the verse says, "You call me teacher and Lord, and rightly so, for that is what I am. Now I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet. You should also wash one another's feet. I have set for you an example that you should do as I have done for you. I tell you the truth, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now that you know these things, you will be blessed if you do them." So this is, of course, is the fifth unity principle that we have, that it's not enough to know and understand truth. You actually have to demonstrate it. You have to put it into action, thoughts, words, and actions. And so there comes a time in our spiritual journey when we begin to get glimpses of who we really are. We recognize that we're more than we thought we were. We recognize that we're more than our doubts and our fears and our limitations and our past histories, that there's something within us that calls us forth to recognize and to use our spiritual gifts for the good of others. And in fact, if any of you are feeling that you're not sure of your purpose, or if you're feeling sad or lonely or depressed or tied up in your heads with worry and fear, one of the best things that you can actually do is to do some sacred service to benefit others. And Albert Schweitzer said this beautifully, except that I don't have it. He said, "I don't know what your destiny will be, but one thing I do know, the only ones among you who will be really happy," I do have it. "I don't know what your destiny will be, but one thing I do know, the only ones among you who will be truly, really happy are those who have sought and found a way to serve." So there's a beautiful Sanskrit word called seva. And seva is the spiritual practice of selfless service. And it's a combination of two streams of yoga: karma yoga, which is the yoga of action, and bhakti yoga, which is the yoga of devotion or divine love. And seva is about performing action for the benefit of others without expectation or attachment for a reward or an outcome. And there's a story, I've got these out of order. There's a story about the Baal Shem Tov. The Baal Shem Tov is one of my heroes. He's the founder of Hasidic Judaism. And I've referred to his stories quite often. In this story, the Baal Shem Tov once ascended to heaven, and he received certain secrets of the Torah on the condition that he wouldn't divulge these secrets to another living soul. And when the Baal Shem Tov returned to the world, he found the secrets to be so sweet and so profound that he couldn't resist telling his students. And after he had shared with his students, with his beloved students, these secrets, God wanted to punish him for divulging the secrets, and so a voice boomed out from heaven, "The Baal Shem Tov has just lost his next portion of the next world." The Baal Shem Tov could not contain his immense joy, and he began to dance uncontrollably because he now had the opportunity to serve for God's sake without any expectation of reward. And when God saw that, when God saw the Baal Shem Tov's reaction and his devotion, the heavenly voice boomed out, the Baal Shem Tov has once again earned his place in the next world. So he redeemed himself. So many of us are drawn to unity because it's a personal and an inward path of self-discovery. I prefer to think of ourselves as subtle spiritual activists, because unity was founded on prayer, and we know the power of prayer and the power of meditation. And we know that our prayers and meditation make a difference. They make a difference in our lives, they make a difference in the world that we live in, it makes a difference in our communities. And if you're uncertain about that, you might want to try coming to one of our healing half hours on Wednesday nights at 6:30, because we've had some amazing miracles in that brief half hour of prayer. But there is another side of spiritual activism that's written about in the book of James. And in the book of James, it says, "Be doers of the word and not merely hearers who deceive themselves. For if any are hearers of the word and not doers, they are like those who look at themselves in a mirror, for they look at themselves and on going away immediately forget what they were like. But those who look into the perfect law, the law of liberty, and persevere, being not hearers who forget, but doers who act, they will be blessed in their doing." And then he goes on to say, faith without works is dead. That is a really strong statement. Faith without works is dead. And that statement is about getting out of our heads, getting out of the inaction in the physical realm and into action to benefit others and serve others. It's kind of like what happened when one unity person asked another unity person what time it was. The other unity person said, "I don't know, I don't have a watch." And the other first unity person said, "Well, it doesn't matter. The main thing is we talked about it." So I want to acknowledge that there are many of you already engaged in sacred service. There are people here who work at Region 10. There are people in healing and helping professions. There are people who are taking care of other people, taking care of their families or a member of their family, or doing nice things for their neighbors. There are business people who, have a value of integrity and service that benefits others. That's sort of a ministry in itself. And many of you volunteer for worthwhile community organizations outside of church. So was it yesterday, Tony? Where's Tony? It was yesterday? Yes, okay. So yesterday, and I think this was the third time, a group of us from Unity went to help out at Habitat for Humanity. And this is one of the projects of the community engagement team and the community outreach that we have. And you can see a bunch of folks here. This shows that you can never be too young for this kind of stuff. That's Buddy over there with a hard hat. What did you say? We certainly don't need to be professionals to serve, right? Noah's Ark was built by amateurs. The Titanic was built by professionals. So there you go. So how do we step into sacred service? We just begin with a desire, with an intention to do service. And if you're not sure how to serve, or if we're not sure how to serve, simply ask ourselves, what do I love? What do I love to do? What is my passion? And how can I find a place for my passion to intersect with some unfulfilled or unfilled need that there is in our community or in our world? And I think this is a really important time to ask these kinds of questions, as the civil liberties of millions of Americans are at risk, and the rule of law is being eroded and undermined before our very eyes. It's good to ask these questions. Our operating principle here at Unity is that sacred service should be a joy. It should be a joy for both the server and the people served. It should be a win-win. It should be something that's forwarding for your spiritual journey and forwarding for your spiritual process. It should be something that empowers you to express your spiritual gifts into the world and to be a contribution to the world. And there's no lack of opportunity here at Unity. The possibilities of our church and how our church could impact our community and the world are really limitless. And as you know, we have this incredible group of dedicated volunteers here at Unity and who do sacred service here. And I want to invite now all of the team leaders who are here today to come up on stage and share with us what it is that you're doing. So can we have just all of the team leaders that are here? I think not everyone is here today, but those that are here, come up on stage. And where is the microphone? The red mic. There you go. Great. Thank you. Yeah, come on up. Yeah, come up. Just come forward and. Ooh, wow. So we can start here. What I'd like to ask you to do is just to say your name and what team you're on and what your team does. Okay? Be brief. But it's not on. Hold on. You're good. Okay.
I think I'm special events.
Hi, I'm Peter Allen. My team is the education team on the Earth Care. And one of the things we did was get Marge Brown here with Don's help.
Hi, Kevin, and I do the Healing Helpers, and also when there's a need of prayer, send it out from the Healing Helpers to a group.
And Kevin, say what the Healing Helpers do back there.
We also pray in the corner here after the service as well. And also, if you're interested in being on the email list, so when prayers get sent out, I have paper and I'll get a pen or whatever, and you can write your name and email down on that. Also, I'm heading a new group on diversity, equity, and inclusion. I'll be the leader of that. And soon we should be having our first meeting on that. Very important at this time. And I'm also a praise singer. Thank you for your time.
Hi. We are the co-leaders of the hospitality team. And what we like to do is nourish you and provide socialization at the same time. So thank you.
I'm Christy Youngkin, and I'm part of the hospitality team. I enjoy doing it, and I look forward to talking to other people about this because I think it is a sacred service. I enjoy doing it, and sometimes I'm involved with the Healing Helpers as well. I like to contribute prayer and lift our energy. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jean Stamborough, and I'm a recycleholic, and I'm one of the co-chairs of the recycling team, and I'm just so blessed to have found this wonderful church.
Hi, my name is Bob Butz. I'm presently the media team leader, and we do provide the sound that you're hearing now, the videos that are on YouTube for the remote people, etc. And we do a lot of different services as far as the annual meetings and so on and so forth. We are looking for technical people that have a lot of skills in either computers or sound systems, etc. And I'll be glad to talk with anybody that's interested after the service. The ushers also have one of my cards if you want to give me a call afterward. We have a fun team that just enjoys each other, and we're all cooperative. It's a great, fun thing to do.
I'm Don Brady. Tim Maxwell and I run the bookstore, and we're here for you to get some additional spirituality as you leave here and decide what is it I want to do during the next week. We have lots of books that are available for sale. Come see us, and come see us if you'd like to work in the bookstore.
I'm Cindy Payne, and I coordinate the 5 blessing teams. Each team serves once every 5 weeks. We greet with hugs and smiles and create a welcoming space as people come in. We give out welcome packets to our new visitors and help out with things in the service when things need to be handed out and such. I'm going to be downstairs after the service, and we would love to have you come join us.
Hi, I'm Kim Simmons, and I lead our pastoral care team. Basically, we give people rides to doctor appointments, visit in the hospital, make meals if you're shut in. I'm always looking for volunteers because the bigger the team is, the more we can help everybody out there. So thank you, and please take that into consideration.
I'm Shirley Fleischman, and I co-lead the community engagement team with Tony. It's a wonderful group, and we'll be downstairs if you'd like to join us. I'm in a group. The tithing group has 3 members, so we're all co-leaders, I suppose. That would be Carol Trainham, Jackie Brown, and I. And then I was given the blessing to mention that I'm representing Unity at the Charlottesville Clergy Collective over the next year. Tony has been doing it with me as well, so I honor Tony and her service to that. And if you have questions about that, you can come to me.
So Shirley is an awesome person to co-lead any team with. So I am very blessed with being part of the community engagement team. I also co-lead the Earth Care team with Peter and Jane, and we have 5 action teams, so the recycling, the education, the regenerative gardening, a community outreach, and a solar team. So if any of those topics are of interest to you, we've got tables downstairs, and people will be there to answer your questions, and come join our team if that seems like it would bring you joy.
Good morning. I'm Greg Nelson, and I am the president of the Board of Trustees. And I just have to say it is such a joy to be a part of this community and a part of the board leading us forward in this transition period. I can't say it's all joy, Don, but it is a joy to serve, though. And we're always, each year we elect 2 new members to the board, and we're always looking for people who are interested in serving the church in that way. And I'll hand things off to this youngster now.
I don't know why my age continually gets caught up. Maybe that's my only distinctive property. I don't know. I'm Buddy Luffers. I am one of the prayer partners who pray with people and also help with the Wednesday night healing service that we have. And I'm also leader of the blessing team. We had the honor and pleasure of meeting you all as you came in this morning, my team. So I guess I'm involved with a lot of other stuff, but I don't lead anything. I'm a follower on the others.
Well, I'm the co-team leader for the prayer ministry with Buddy. You could say I'm his Vanna White. And I've worn a few hats in sacred service for this congregation, and what I've learned is whatever capacity you serve in, you receive more back than what you give out. You deepen in spirit and understanding of who you are. Robin is downstairs with the kiddos, so she's not available to be here. And so let me put a quick pitch for her. We could really use a few more people that would love spending one Sunday a month with one of the classes. I promise that you will learn more from those kiddos than you teach them. So if you think that might be something that speaks to your heart, please speak to Robin after the service. Thank you.
Now, how many, can I ask if you were serving on any of these teams, could you stand at them right now? Any of the teams that are here? Yeah. So can we give all of you just an amazing, amazing hand? Yeah. Amazing. Thank you. And by the way, some of the folks who didn't stand are renegades who just run, they have hearts of service who just run around. Don King, John Salidas, run around doing little things, that are just amazing to help out. So thank you guys too as well. Yeah, Blair and the praise singer. Now, if anything that you saw or heard resonates with you and resonates with the passion that you have, most of these folks will be downstairs in fellowship after the church, and you can just come and speak to anybody that's there. Right? So thank you all, and let's give them another big hand. And thanks all. Thank you. So you guys can exit the stage, and I want to just, let's see, Greg and Bob, will you stay up, please? And Buddy, stay up on the stage. And thank you all again. And Rita, can you come up? And Patricia? These are the guys that are in big trouble. I'm not sure. So, yeah, how about here? So, over these years, years and years ago, we created an award called Divine Light Expressing. It's only been given out twice in 24 years. And we would like to give it out for a third time today to these beloved folks who have been serving Unity for over 30 years. So Buddy and Rita were the original trustees of Unity of Church. When Unity was founded in 1978, they were the trustees. Their name was on all the mortgages, all the documents. They were personally liable for everything that happened here. And in 2011, we incorporated and got their names off of it so that they wouldn't have personal liability for the church. But Rita, you know, was the bookkeeper here for over 30 years. Buddy was one of the original guys here at the church, and when it was very, very beginning, from ground day one, was here.
I was only 3 years old.
3 years old. And Bob, of course, has been on the media team for over 30 years. Amazing. Do you want to say something?
Should we give them now?
Yeah, I think we can do that.
All right.
They're over here.
Well, I can speak.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll need a moment.
They're here. No.
Well, Don asked me to come up, and what I wanted to say is that you can be sure that all three of these people have in common the fact that they are extremely dependable. When they give their word to do something, you can count on it 100%. And for the longevity of everything that the three of you have done, that has been really the case. And they are also devoted, extremely devoted to the love of this community. And that has come forth year after year in so many ways. And I just wanted to say that Bob Butts, is it okay? You're waiting? Okay. Okay. All right. Bob Butts, as Don said, he's been the head of the media team since around 95, right?
Yeah,
96. 96.
But I started before that.
Okay. And back then, some of you realize that we were not always in this sanctuary. We were in rented space for 27 years. And during that time, we were called Church in a Box. And the reason why we were called Church in the Box is because the room that we would rent was completely empty. And Sunday mornings, the media team and the blessing team, you know, I love that you had just a few things to do now. But back then, you had to set up all the chairs, set up the stage, set up the curtains, set up so much, set up the bookstore, and Bob had a media team that had all of the sound equipment in these enormous boxes that looked like coffins. And he would bring them up at the senior center from the basement in the elevator and then roll them into this empty room and set up the entire media sound team before every service, and then take it all down again at the end, and everybody would have to clear the room again. So dedication and incredible commitment and love. Rita Robinson, as you know, has been the bookkeeper for volunteer bookkeeper for over 30 years, and she has been just so dedicated and very, very disciplined in her approach to everything that she does, and very clear and very really, really looking for details and watching details, and with great, great love. And I don't know if you ever missed a Monday working on all of the finances, but every Monday you know where you could find Rita for over 30 years working on all the books, and then more throughout the week. And realizing her qualities of clarity and detail-oriented. When Don and I realized, and the board realized, that we had to redo the bylaws, Maria Stein, also another detailed-oriented person, Don and I and Rita formed a team, and we worked on those darn bylaws, I don't know how long, a very long time, not 30 years, but it felt like it. But we got them done, and then presented them to the community, and the community then voted to change some of the bylaws. So again, a dedicated, very, very lovely and wonderful gift that all of you have given, but Rita as well. And Buddy, Don alluded to this, that he was one of the first people here at Unity of Charlottesville.
1647.
Yes.
1645.
And Buddy, Hester Hunt, and Bob Vanderveer all got together from their readings of Unity literature, and they formed the first study group that was the beginning of how a Unity church can be incorporated and be a real Unity church. And what they did, because of their prosperity consciousness, was they chose to meet at the Boar's Head Inn, which is this lovely, upscale, wonderful place, prosperous place, to affirm our prosperity teachings. And they rented a space there and would meet there to remind themselves and remind everybody else who was coming about prosperity. And one thing that Buddy did when Don and I became the ministers here in 2001 is we were at the senior center there, and we rented one room that, you had to rent the space. And we were having a little trouble meeting the budget when we were there in this very nice, large one room. And Buddy had a thought from his prosperity awareness. And he said, I would recommend that we go ahead, step out on faith, and rent the second room as well, so that we would have 2 rooms. And he said, I think expanding our vision will help to bring more people and more resources. And do you know, it happened. And that is the prosperity teachings that he was steeped in. And it did outpicture with more and more people coming. We got a stage in the second room as well. And it was just extraordinary. And we're so grateful that you did that, and everything has continued to expand ever since. I have one other little personal note about Buddy, and I know the 2 of you agree. But Don and I have 2 nephews that have special needs. They live up in Maine. And when my brother Len brought my nephew Gregory first time to our church, it was at the senior center, and Gregory goes in a wheelchair, and I didn't know how people would respond to him. We were new here, and Buddy, first and foremost, went right up to Gregory and greeted him, engaged him in conversation. But Gregory doesn't speak, but he does communicate. And when I saw that, I thought, we made the right choice coming to Unity of Charlottesville. This is the kind of community that it is, and everybody just greeted them so warmly, and that just said volumes to me. So I love all 3 of you. I know I speak for Don as well, and all of us when we say how much we love you. And these are your Light of God Expressing Awards. And if I may read, Unity of Charlottesville, Divine Light Expressing Award, with gratitude and appreciation to, and then they have their individual names, for over 30 years of service, February 23rd, 2025. Well deserved.
Thank you, guys. Oops. Thanks. This is the box for it, and that's the box for it, too. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, thanks. Okay. Thank you, guys. So the Sufi poet Rumi said, "Wherever you are and whatever you do, be in love," which sums up my philosophy, at least, about sacred service here at Unity, that I promote it not just because it's how things get done in an understaffed, all-volunteer organization, nonprofit, but because I really believe that sacred service calls us higher to be the best that we can be. It's an accelerated path of spiritual growth. And if you don't use your spiritual gifts, here or anywhere else, you're the one missing out. Because you may know this as a feeling of constriction, of not playing full out, of not using your full potential. And if and when you choose to participate in some sacred service at Unity, I hope that it is joyful and nurturing, fun, meaningful, a natural expression of your joy and passion, and a way to really utilize your unique spiritual gift in the world. Because if it isn't any of those things, then you shouldn't be doing it. It's not yours to do. Which is why if I or any member of the team leaders ask you to volunteer for something, no is a complete sentence. You should know that, right? You don't have to explain. If you don't want to do it, if it's not yours to do, if it's not your passion, just say no. No is a complete sentence. And we are a co-creative work in progress here. Nothing is too big for us to accomplish with our imagination, our creativity, our faith, all of these things. And meanwhile, if you feel that there's something that we should be doing, that the church should be doing, guess what? Are you willing to do it? That's the question, right? Because if you come to a board or the minister and say, wouldn't it be nice if, ... fill in the blanks, you can count on the board or the minister saying back to you, that's lovely, and would you like to do that? There are 4 steps to creating a team here at Unity. Well, I messed all of this up. Okay, there you go. First is to find someone else that you'd like to work with, to be a co-team leader. It makes it more fun, makes it easier to do. Secondly, create your plan, your objectives that are in alignment with Unity's mission and vision, core values, and bylaws and policies. And third is to find a time to meet with the minister to talk about your idea. And then fourth is to, before you begin your project, to have the approval of the Board of Trustees. And they're here to support you in all of that. There's a story in the Middle East that is about a spindly little sparrow who's lying on its back in the middle of the road with its legs up in the air. And a horseman comes by and asks the sparrow why he's lying like that. And the sparrow says, "I've heard that the heavens are going to fall today." And the horseman says, "And I suppose you think that your spindly little legs can hold up the heavens." And the sparrow says, "One does what one can. One does what one can." That's the power of one. So I want to conclude with a story. I have to get my story chair here. Hold on a second. This is, I think I slide for this too. Do I? Yeah, there you go. This is another story. This is about a student of the Baal Shem Tov. That one evening, the student found himself in a little inn. While sitting and having dinner, he looked across the room and he noticed a man who shone like a tremendously elevated soul. The student was somewhat curious about the man, but proceeded with his meal. And on the second night, while having his meal, he saw him again, shining with so much light that it was almost overwhelming. The student felt compelled in that moment and walked straight up to the man. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about your work. Tell me about your prayer. Tell me about your spiritual life, your studies. Tell me something so that I can learn. The man looked at him and earnestly replied, to tell you the truth, there isn't much to tell. I'm dyslexic. I can't read very well. The student continued, well, then how do you pray? He asked, wanting to know for himself how he too could learn and therefore shine like this amazing soul that was before him. Well, to tell you the truth, the man said, after one or two verses, I just can't read anymore. Every morning I open up a book and I try. I do my best. But after the second verse, I just close it. Okay, so you're obviously not doing it through prayer, he deduces. So then tell me about your study. And once again, the man answers, well, to tell you the truth, I really can't read. I tried. I know it brings light. I do try. Every morning I pick up some book to study, but I try to push myself. But after two verses, I just close it. I can't do it. The student is surprised by his admission. And how is it that this man still shines so brightly? And the student keeps probing for an answer. He says, if it's not through prayer, if it's not through study, he desperately tries to find out how this man can just be shining so brightly. And he finally asks, is there anything you can think of that you can do that connects you to the light of the Creator? And just as the student is about to leave, the man says, oh, you know, there is just one thing. Every night, I say the first two verses of the evening prayer before I go to sleep. Well, I try because I know that it's important, but just before I fall asleep, I say to the Creator, if you don't think that tomorrow I'll be able to accomplish what you want me to accomplish in the world, if you don't think that tomorrow I'll be able to bring whatever light you want me to bring into the world, then don't wake me up. But if you think that tomorrow I'll be able to accomplish what you want me to accomplish in this world and reveal whatever light you want me to reveal in this world, if you believe that I'll be able to do it, then wake me up. And the student finally understood what was making this man shine so brightly. His daily consciousness connected him directly to the light of the Creator. Every morning he would wake up with a sense that he was given another day to meet his potential. So, we all got up this morning. We're all here. Another day to meet our potential. Right? Let's prepare for meditation.
If I can heal one heart, if I can dry one tear, If I can hold one hand, make just one doubt disappear. If I can change one life, that's all I came to do. 'Cause I know that I am living in love. Yes, I am living in love. If I can heal one heart, if I can dry one tear, if I can hold one hand, make just one doubt disappear. If I can change one life, that's all I came to do. 'Cause I know that I am living in love. Yes, I am living in love. Try as I might to find some earthly treasure to achieve, something to put my troubled mind at ease. Can't let it be. Every time I feel salvation is the love in me, the more I give the world, the more that I receive. If I can heal one heart, if I can dry one tear, if I can hold one hand, make just one doubt disappear. If I can change one life, that's what I came to do. 'Cause I know that I am living in love. Yes, I am living in love. If I can heal one heart, if I can dry one tear, if I can hold one hand, make just one doubt disappear. If I can change one life, that's all I came to do. 'Cause I know that I am living in love, that I am living in love, that I am living in love.
So I want to invite you just to close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath. Each and every one of us has some spiritual gifts, something that we love, something that we're passionate about, something that in giving to ourselves we give to the world. And in so doing, we become spiritual activists. So let's just take a moment in silence. And see if you can identify your spiritual gift, your passion, your love. And what a blessing to be awake, to know that we have one more day to live into our full potential, to express and to share our spiritual gifts with each other and with our community and with our world. And so for that we say thank you, God. Amen.
Thank you. What a wonderful message. What a call to action. This is the time in our service when we have the opportunity to give back monetarily to Unity of Charlottesville. So while you're gathering your tithes, your offering, I first want to ask, is there anyone, in addition to our friends from the Universalist Church, that are here for the first time? Welcome. Welcome. We're so glad you joined us today. Is there anyone here for the second time? Yay! We're glad you came back. Wonderful. Well, there are many ways to give to Unity of Charlottesville. Of course, you can put your offering in the butterfly net. Tony will be coming around with that in just a moment. You can use your phone at Unity of Charlottesville and type in the number that's on your screen. That's the Tithely app, and you can put in the amount that you would like to share that way. Of course, you can always mail a check to the church office. Whatever way you give back, we so appreciate all of your generosity. That is what keeps us going. So let's take a moment now and bless these tithes, these offerings together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. So be it.
I know we all look different. We come from different lands. We speak in ways we can't all understand. But we've got one thing in common, and it goes way beyond the words. Simple gifts we're bringing to this world. Hands reaching out, hands lifting up, welcoming each other, open hands of love. Some hands pray to Jesus, some to Yahweh, some are love. Showing up with these hands, doing the work of love. Strong hands doing the work of love. And when the earth is shaking and the flood waters rise, in the middle of a life we hardly recognize, that's when we pull together and guide each other home. No one has to go through this alone. Hands reaching out, hands lifting up, welcoming each other, open hands of love. Some hands pray namaste, some Om Namah Shiva. Showing up with these hands, doing the work of love. Strong hands, doing the work of love. Doing the work, healing the hurt, ready or not, walking the talk, we're doing our best, to just say other. Open hands of love. Some hands pray to Jesus, some to Yahweh. Showing up with these hands, doing the work of love. Strong hands, doing the work of love. Strong hands, doing the work.
Can we have the kids come up? Let's have the kids come up. Sorry, we're running late today a little bit. Yeah.
Good morning. This morning we talked about encouragement and how sometimes life has challenges for us, and friends can encourage us, and we can draw on our own inner strength and encourage ourselves. And as a symbol of that, we made posters, inspiring posters, photos that make us smile and encourage us. So we cut out magazine images and glued them to posters. So, Connor, did you want to share anything about it?
Yeah, I'll hold this, and you hold that, and I'll hold this, okay?
It only has two, basically. But it
You want to just show us it instead of having to say anything? Let's see. Yeah, that's nice. Good job. Nice.
Thank you. Let's do our children's blessing.
Children, Uniteens,
why are yours,
teachers and parents? You are loved, special, and important. Thank you, guys. So we just want to say our thank yous to Greg and Boyne up in the sound booth, and to Buddy and Kathleen and Tony for the blessing team, and Blair and our fabulous musicians, Blue and Ty and Jim and Stevie, and all our praise singers, John, Rhonda, and Karen, and Kevin. And thank you so much, Peggy. Thank you. Next week, Divine Paradox. And
Healing helpers will be in the back corner of the room. Buddy Leffers is available in the front of the church for individual prayer. And remember, Wednesday night, the healing half hour. Join us for that meeting on Zoom.
And we do have fellowship through these doors after, and you'll get to speak to any of the team leaders if you're something piqued your interest today. And let's stand and do our prayer for protection. And together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and wherever God is, all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, unite.
day to use your full potential. And don't forget, next week, daylight saving time.